Hello, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Battle of Kiev, as the Germans call it, the Kiev Encirclement, in just a moment here. But before we get started on that, I just want to ask you, can you please, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel or follow me on Twitch. And also, those watching particularly later on YouTube, can you post a comment below? It really helps with the channel and just for me knowing that you're out and you want to see these videos more. So please post below. Now, we just got done in the last episode playing the Kiev, we can see sort of back behind here a bit, scenario here in Panzer Corps 2. What fascinates me, and I'll pay attention to the chat in a moment, I'm going to talk for a minute. What fascinates me about history, yeah, I like the minutia of history and historical facts, and those are all really cool. But what really is the what-ifs of history. Not the outlandish, what if Hitler was a nice guy? No, of course he wasn't. He was an evil bastard. But it's not even like, well, what if Germany was good Germany that fights World War II? But no, okay, National Socialist Germany doing its thing. Reasonable what ifs. And one of the big points and controversies, and it was a controversy at the time, is Kiev and the encirclement that's around there. Whether they should have done that, or whether they should have continued straight on to Moscow. Now, and then of course, as my friend Bernie used to say, well, yeah, that's all good, but what about all the time they spent debating, you know, whether to continue to Moscow or encircle around, that cost them time as well, because they did debate it for what, 5-7 days, I forget exactly. Thanks, Arno. And the delay there. You know, Germany almost gets to Moscow. Now, is Moscow a trap? Maybe. Moscow ended up being a trap for Napoleon. For those of you who don't know, Napoleon invades Russia with three sort of big armies. He's leading the main primary army, and it goes to Moscow. Now, to the French, Paris is France. You take Paris, you own France, basically. And his Napoleon's experience has been, well, either you threaten the nation's capital and they have to fight a battle to defend it, and if they lose, they're willing to negotiate with you a settlement. Or if you take the capital, they immediately then have to fight a battle after that, and if they lose, then they negotiated with you, and that's what happened with Austria, the Habsburgs. The first one was more with Prussia. And you win. Well, Moscow isn't quite Russia in the same degree. But also, Napoleon has his army concentrated with him, and there's no real logistical train. Now, Napoleon did understand logistics, but a lot of his armies do their rapid motions and live off the land that they capture, you know, that they do it. Hey, Thor! And so they, you know, they carry just a few days worth of food with them, and they sort of expect to capture large stocks of food to keep them going. Napoleon is not the logician that, say, Marlborough was earlier on with his Rhine campaign and using the Rhine River to stage supplies to move his armies along. This is around the Blenheim campaign, right around 1707. He isn't that. But I mean, he's not stupid either, and it's not that he doesn't know or care about it. He does, but he's more of a, if you will, blitzkrieger. He is the lightning strike Okay, yes, you've got some of that there. Railroad hub, yes, political. Does the loss cause the Soviets to capitulate? Well, I'm going to get there, history gaming. This is my take on it. Not that I'm right and everyone else is wrong. This is just my take on it. And so, if you push, and if you look at Napoleon's campaigns against the best trained, the best technically led, and the best equipped army in all of Europe at the time, the Austrian army, the Habsburg army, and it was this, he crushes them. Why? Because he moves faster than this overburdened army of all of these technical specialists. Hell, the Austrians had an air rifle that could shoot, probably 20 rounds or more in a minute. And probably 20 to 30 would exhaust the air supply on their air rifles. But the air rifles are, like shooting musket balls and will kill you out there and are highly accurate. And they generally had a pouch that carried 2 extra air reservoirs set up. So somewhere between 20 and 30 rounds, they could get off, quick change an air reservoir on their rifle, and it's a breech loading, not a muzzle loading rifle, and quickly load in more musket balls. And so their riflemen there could just devastate anything in front of it. Well, they also had wagons that followed these light infantry units. There are carts, I should say. There are 2-wheeled carts on them, and they had a big spoke thing on top that they would turn. A bunch of men would turn this around rapidly to repressurize one of these air containers, as opposed to the hand pump that would take a couple of thousand hand pumps or whatever it was to do it individually. So they had all these logistical supports for their highly advanced army, and Napoleon was able to concentrate and crush one at a time when he had like 3 or 4 of these armies all approaching him, and any 2 well outnumbered his army, but he could crush any one at a time, and he would do that. And so he would very, very rapid movements, and he was very good at that. Now you get to Russia. Russia's big. Russia, you can do rapid movements, but it doesn't get you anywhere fast because it's so long in between them. And to get your army to Moscow means it's cut off from its supply source. So he gets to Moscow, finds it empty of food, finds it on fire, and is starving in the middle of winter. Well, that isn't going to be the case with Germany. Now, they will get problems, Germany, with using the Russian railroads, but it is usable. They do capture rolling stock. It can and is being used. While they are not very well prepared, but they are converting the track system to the European standard gauge. They are working on that at this time. Moscow, if you look at a railway map, is the central hub of the Soviet Union for railway. And so a lot of the paths, if you take Moscow, will be about 3 times as long of a path. So one train can only carry a third as much as it can normally carry. Why? Well, per time, per day. So if the trip takes normally 1 day to get from one place to another place, obviously it's more days, but let's just say it's 1 day. Now it takes 3 days. So to move the same amount of supply sources in the day, you need 3 times the number of trains, or the train moves 1/3 amount of supplies that it did from point A to point B that had been only 1 day and now is 3 days apart. So you can see, for moving resources from the mines to the factories, from the sub-factories, the sub-manufacturing factories to the assembly plants, takes longer. From moving the equipment from the production factories to the units that are training with them, and from those units that are training with them, where this is also key, to the front lines, will all take more. It will choke the system. It isn't that Moscow is such a key target for manufacturing. It is a significant manufacturing center, but it's not that it's required. It's the transportation hub. Now, as History Gaming pointed out, or said, that you lose Moscow, is the Soviet Union going to surrender? Hell, maybe. Politics is the art of perception. Is a particular political leader doing well or badly? That's just purely up to perception, because maybe a leader is doing everything right, but whether it's his enemies are putting it in a bad light, or he's just not good at messaging, or it just seems like everything's going to hell, but nobody could have done any better. He gets the blame and could be, said, hey, yeah, you effed up here. You're doing crap. You're out. When he's really doing better than any other human being could in that situation. We just don't know. So politics is perception. That's what it is. So when does Germany take Moscow? Does it just drive to Moscow and show up there and look unstoppable? Maybe, yeah. Maybe the Soviet Union, what happens? What happens then? Is Stalin deposed? And then what happens? Because he's a bad leader? This is all, we're getting into significant what ifs, I will say, because we don't know. I don't have a clear alternative guy that I know would have rised up. Would it have been a military leader? Would it have been I hesitate to say, I'm not even going to go there. Some of them have been purged already. But would it have been some other, Soviet leader? What would have happened? All it takes is one guy with a pistol to take out Stalin, and you have chaos at the center of the Soviet system, the lack of leadership. Does that mean that there's a Soviet on Soviet civil war? Does that mean that there's an anti-Soviet faction fighting the Soviet faction for control within Russia, if you will? What does it look like if Stalin falls? And that could readily happen, in my opinion, if particularly if Stalin abandons Moscow. He, flies out or takes the special train out, and somebody sees Stalin fleeing. What's going to be the reaction? Now, would Moscow, which has its Kremlin, and they had built huge tank traps and other some of them are maybe more for show than practical defenses for Moscow, but would it turn into, a Stalingrad type situation where the Soviet soldiers and people there fight for every inch of Moscow? Or would it be, because at that point it's not really apparent yet how bad Hitler's going to treat the Russian people. So, will it be, thank God the evil Stalin is purged, we're now free, hooray, we'll do a settlement? I don't know. And Stalin getting deposed is entirely possible, but I think in that case Zhukov would have taken over and gotten rid of a good part of the NKVD. Yeah, okay, History Gaming. That very well could be, and that's who I was thinking as being the military. But could that be now army versus Soviet civil conflict, civil war? And what does that do for Germany's abilities? So if, say, Germany drives to Moscow in late summer, early fall 1942 with the standard start date in 41, it takes Moscow. I agree. The Soviet Union doesn't fall because everybody is over the shock of being invaded and they're all in it for the long haul. But if you go there fast, hard, take it down, take out the railway hub, and if you take out that railway hub, this is the thing, and I know about the winter counteroffensive, and I'm taking that into mind. I think if they had done it fast. Now, part of also this what if is had you started it the whole campaign a few weeks earlier without the Yugoslav elements delaying it, and I don't know that you couldn't have done the two-front battle, and just send in one or two Panzer divisions to deal with Yugoslavia and the Greeks, and use just other Italian, because part of the problem with Italy in Albania was the lack of infrastructure and the ability to support the Italians at the front of that Italy could and did move out from Trieste into Yugoslavia a bit. They could have easily had pushed there, and Germany could have sent in some of its ersatz divisions that were, at home, the home training divisions, down into Yugoslavia and easily taken, including there were, if you don't realize this, there were, as part of the Wehrkrest system, there were some Panzer divisions that were pure training divisions that were, they weren't proper divisions, they weren't properly fitted out, and most of the people in them were raw recruits getting their basic training to then later go off to a proper Panzer division. You could send those guys down and they could handle invading Yugoslavia. So we're not looking at taking the A team off of Barbarossa. And if you deploy your reserves, then you don't have any more reserves in can't deal with a shock. But Yugoslavia is a temporary problem. It's not occupying it goes on, but defeating it can be done fast, and I don't think Britain can hold out long once you get Germany in there in Greece. So, you could have done that faster. But even with this time frame, if you had taken Moscow early enough and fast enough, I don't know that all those divisions, because they weren't. The earlier myth that I was taught is that they'd moved those divisions from, facing Japan and moved them west. No, they were actually they were east of Moscow, and significantly east of Moscow, and they were training up there. They were new divisions that were training with the T-34s and such even before the invasion of the Soviet Union starts. But could you have taken those divisions and moved them effectively, as well as all the supplies, to the front to do the general winter offensive if the greater area of Moscow, not just like a pinprick in there, but the overall area has been secured? I don't know that you could have. And then you would have had a narrow front winter counteroffensive in an attempt to take Moscow, and I think it would be quite possible for the German army to defend there. I'm not saying for sure. So I am very much, as you can tell, on the Moscow first strategy. Hitler is always looking at the long war and always looking at particularly resources. And that's not wrong to keep that in mind. It is very important to. But you can't doggedly do that, because he would throw divisions to try to defend some critical mine that they've occupied, say, in the east of the Ukraine, to hold them out there. That, well, it's supplying chromium or whatever it is that's critical to our war industry. Yeah, but we might be able to retake it, or we might be able to hold it for a while, but we're wasting divisions where if we fall back now and we do it rapidly, effectively, we can turn everything around and then cut off and destroy a bunch of divisions and then retake it later on. But he has no confidence in his army. He doesn't trust his generals. So he never trusts a suggestion to retreat. He believes very much that any claim that, well, we retreat today will allow us to get, victory and push back tomorrow, and I'm just talking metaphorically here. He believes that's always just a lot of hot air trying to convince him to retreat, so he's never open to retreats. And as a thing, Hitler believes in the will of the soldier. I'm sorry I've not been reading all the chat, but I want to get through this train of thought. And so Hitler's a very, very, very bad general. He's very bad. And he's very, very, very bad on international politics. He understands German politics extremely well, but he doesn't understand politics outside of Germany because he looks at he's not well traveled. He's read, not well read. He's read a bunch. He was an avid reader, but certain things that more confirmed his thoughts, as opposed to reading stuff that, you know, disagreed with what he, you know, to understand other viewpoints. So he understands Germany and the German situation in the post-World War I political world. He understands that crystal clear, that German mentality, but he doesn't understand. So he doesn't understand other countries. He looks at them through the German prism, and so he doesn't quite get it. So he's really bad at all this. So Hitler's one area of core competency is coming to power and controlling Germany. Everything else he's crap at, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm just looking up here. This source said could never win a long war. Yeah, see, this is the idea. If it's the long war, now if it's just Germany, just basically Germany versus the Soviet Union, I'll bet on Germany. But that's not having to worry about occupying France. It's not worrying about even just battling Britain, whether it's out in, you know, North Africa, or, you know, the Battle of Britain, air battles, and, you know, submarines out of the sea. If they were just Germany versus the Soviet Union, I would, even a long war, say Germany wins. But it needs to be a war of maneuver and a war of decision. And warfare is politics by other means. Now, politics is warfare by other means. They're sort of defining each other in that viewpoint. And so war is a political act. So it gets back to what is politics is perception. If you can create the perception of victory, and that the other side, all they have is defeat, you can win. And so it needs to be that. And so if you can push in and create that perception of unstoppability, that is where and when Moscow, in my opinion, becomes critical. And so I'm very much, and I don't think this Kiev pocket was going to be in a position to threaten that in the short term. Sure, if Stalin or the military political leadership, whatever that may be, even whether Stalin's in power or not, allows a retreat out of the pocket that's forming, and so that those units and equipment gets to be used later, or whether they just sort of, you know, sit there and eventually get taken, is another question. So I'm firmly on a Moscow first. Could you have done both? Yeah, sort of after a fashion. Take Moscow, rush to Moscow. Infantry divisions can still move reasonably quick. And try to surround it with infantry divisions. I believe that that's possible. Let me look through some of this. I don't mean to ignore all of you. I just wanted to go through the train of thought. No, I'm not going to read all of this over again. Difficult. Yeah, I'm agreeing with some of your political analysis, history gaming, of like Beria and Molotov, and I don't know how that would have fallen out, but there was no clear line of succession, and Stalin wanted it that way. Don't worry, people, we'll get to the game in just a moment. I know this is short answer no, long answer maybe. If the US, yeah, it goes, is it a war of decision? I think Germany could have defended the continent of Europe if they're no longer battling in Russia. You know, if they had some sort of peace situation. I don't think the Americans could have successfully invaded it. But so long as Russia's in the war, Germany has to deploy so much strength on the east. Okay. Okay, History Gaming. Good having you here. See you later, I hope, on some future streams. Okay, so we're going to continue this. I know this is a long talk, and you were probably all wanted to see Panzer Corps played. So we're going to continue and see what our options. I have literally not played to this before.
Herr General, we have come so far in the past few months of this campaign, and now we find ourselves on the doorstep of Moscow itself. High Command has greenlit Operation Typhoon, and your forces have been personally selected for the final push to the Soviet capital.
Okay.
Your objective is to breach the final defending lines before Moscow, and prepare to assault the city itself. Major pockets of enemy forces at Vyazma and Bryansk will need to be dealt with first. To ensure a good striking position on Moscow, cities as far north as Kalinin and south as Orel must be occupied. I suggest you move quickly, though. There are ominous clouds on the horizon.
Okay, I guess that's the end of the briefing. Okay, we have an unyielding. Now, I like this. This I like. I like the picture with the both the uniform, but also, you know, a guy in winter, sort of unyielding, cannot be suppressed by enemy fire. Okay, so we have that. I don't like that they use a lot of Luftwaffe images for their photos. Okay, let's take a quick look at this battlefield. Okay, we have, possibly we can deploy down here, but we have some, shall we say, allied units. We're already spotting a little Soviet amphibious tank. Yeah, T-38. Didn't remember the name of those. And we have some more forces up here. Okay, good. Those are all what's deployed. These are my stuff that we need to deploy, and we have lots and lots of points. Well, okay, so you get to watch me do the deploy and setup here. I know I often cut this out for most stuff put up on YouTube. Well, thank you, Thor. Okay, so, but it needs to be balanced. History with gaming. Let's look, well, what is new? Anything? Okay, well, we have the Panzer 3J and Panzer 3H for this game. Okay, so just better armor, or armor defensiveness on this one. Not any better gun. Okay, we can use that. Ooh, the pack 38 on a self-propelled setting, which is that. Okay, we have some of these. This would be a little better armor destruction, a little less defensive. So I don't know if it's worth upgrading for our anti-tank unit. We still have that, and we have some points in captured guns. I don't think we have any, no captured tanks. Aircraft, we're already using the Fs. Okay, nothing new there. Okay, so nothing new there, but we have 4 more slots that we can add stuff. But first I want to basically reinforce all this. Okay, unyielding though. Probably need more infantry. Or I think we're a little light on that. Maybe we have a lot of artillery, a little bit of anti-air, which is I'm more for slowly taking out their air than trying to protect everything all at once. No first. Hello, Cuso. They're a little overpowered, otherwise I think the units get a bit streamlined. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Yeah, you need to have the heroes be meaningful, I would actually, some of the general traits there, I'd actually convert some of those into individual units or leaders, kind of thing. Yeah, infantry is very similar to each other. What I think I want to do is buy grenadiers. That would take up all of our slots. Close. Let's look at the map. Okay. I'm just looking at rivers and seeing how much rivers are going battling across rivers. Not too much. We can get around most of these rivers, it looks like. We have 30 turns. And of course this is meant to fail because historically it failed. And if we take this, we're being heroes. Okay. I think we're going to go with... Well, what else would we use for the single slot? What's a single slot? Or... do a flak 37, flak for lane towed. Well, grenadier, we need more infantry either way. So yeah, I guess I don't see, because one of the mechanics, of course, is allowing you to split a force and then recombine it. That would take 3 more slots. We need to see if we want to try to. No. Oh well, what reconnaissance? Any? Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna just purchase the grenadiers with that. Oh, or do we want to do? Okay, so between a little less fuel, a little less movement range. Oh no, this is a little more movement range than this. And better tank defensiveness. Sold. We may even see about upgrading. Okay, but first, the worst. Oh, I'm gonna save this. Just because, yeah, I'm gonna save it. Okay, resume game. Let's see about elite reinforcements. I am a big fan of elite reinforcements. Can we get everything significantly, maybe absolutely, but significantly reinforced with elite reinforcements? Now let's start with the weaker units. Yeah, I think we're going to keep the horse. They're actually not that bad of infantry. Okay, well, we're doing pretty good. Now, we don't want to... And for unyielding, let's go with these guys. We can have up to 3 heroes, I believe, in any one unit. So we're gonna put there. I would rather, I think the tanks are less likely to be suppressed by enemy fire. And what I think I want to do here is, since we're already using these slots, let's see about upgrading to here. Yeah, let's... Hey, thanks for following. Very much appreciate it. It's this one. This is not taking up a slot. We have that. Okay, yeah. Not that much. Yeah. And here. And I'm going to leave all of that. Okay, that's good. Okay, now. We can add to the south down here, which... I don't know. This is obviously our main deployment areas. Let's look at the big map here. Okay, river and defenses here. So we don't want to attack here. What we want to do is come around this way, come around this way. So this through here will be one of our main areas of advancement. Now, I'm sure they to some degree have to realize this because we already see some Soviets here. Okay. Now, do we want to try to push up through here? Okay, this is their main supply. The circles are supply. So we can cut this off and cut off their supply. So if we push from here across these mostly open plains, yeah, we see the forest here. Get behind them here and push from here to here. So we want to come around through here. Okay. So that gives us our basic operation. Now we're going to need to secure our northern flank here. We have to do everything ultimately in a way, but they're not dug in. Okay, so we can... Oh, let's... Yeah, let's... No, we'll put you here. And we'll put our sort of ultimate overrun there. Now, if we are going to push down here, we have, what are these? 35Ts and some Panzer 1s. Here, what, that's a flame Panzer. Didn't work out too well, flame Panzers and that. So we have, flame Panzers are good for getting units out of cities. Infantry units, so they will be hopefully some use, but oh, these are okay, our undeployed forces. Down here we, oh well, we could, these are our 2Hs. How much would it cost us to go to the J? Yeah, upgrade. The rest are Panzer 4s. That's worth it. Okay. Let's put a Panzer 3H there. And Panzer there, Panzer 4. Now we're going to want to we'll put some heavy artillery there. Sorry guys, this, yeah, 41, we're pushing to Moscow. We're playing on standard difficulty because it was started out for the Overrun challenge and I didn't want to give myself any harder challenge than normal for that one. Hey, Brett. How you doing? No, we're in the release version now. This is a release version of the game. And yeah, I saved it just in case we need to change things. And general traits, I have no overstrength. And oh boy, the not the one that for better Panzer movement one. Boy, I'm blanking on all these right now. Even though I made a really good gamer's guide to generals traits, but I'm forgetting which ones I have. Sorry. You and okay, where are we going to want our pioneers? We have pioneers up here, so they're useful up there already, and regular infantry there. Okay, we could use pioneers for coming into here. Flanking? No, let's put our pioneers here. Let's throw some artillery up forward because we'll move past it. I'm sorry that wasn't a complete answer on just all the traits that I'm using. We need some more infantry to swing around here. And we got some artillery there. We'll use this artillery down here. Now, enemy air, if they have any, loves to kill our artillery. So let's put some AA guns there because we have 2 towed artillery units there. Regular infantry there. Okay, they got heavy infantry up there, so we'll put our other heavy infantry here. Now we have Panzer IVs. Hope you like some of my strategic thoughts for this. Here we have not so good armor penetration values, so we're going to use our Martyr 1s basically, or no, the Martyr 1s were on the low range reactor or whatever. Weird French Panzer Jaegers. Our other tanks, we're going to, yeah, let's put them here. And this is sort of our smaller force. We're gonna go with that, and our heavy reconnaissance there. And well, we have horse reconnaissance, we have this reconnaissance there, so yeah, we'll put our motorcycle recon here. Now where is, okay, our most centrally located air base is here. That looks like a good plan, so and we can fit our Storches there. Okay, so that is our deployment. Now I'm also going to save this again, just now that we have it deployed, so if I need to go back, I don't have to redo it all again, just maybe minor changes. Okay. Yeah, that's it. The Move 1 plus Master Blitzkrieg. That's the one I was thinking of. I have trouble remembering all the names, as opposed to the, I think I had the Panzer. I forget all the details of all the ones I had. I think it was Panzer General for, reducing the cost of the Panzers. That, sorry, I don't remember all of that. Okay. And on my, again, we'll plug on my YouTube channel, you can find my guide where I look at all the generals' traits and give you my evaluation. I had used some of them at that point. at that time. Okay, so this is our deployment here. This is looking pretty. What gun is it? Looking like an infantry gun. Yeah, this is an infantry gun. Okay, this is the 150. Oh, this is actually a pretty good model. Let's see. This is the way over. Oh, I like that. That's the 150 millimeter Chevalier infantry Geschütz. Heavy infantry gun. As opposed to a howitzer. Where this is 150 millimeter also, but this is a Schwer field howitzer, or Haubitzer. I'm bad with German. 18, and this here is a 105 millimeter Lichte field howitzer, Haubitzer, however you pronounce it. 18, so heavy and light. I don't know of one. Top right corner, you can look them up. Top right corner. Okay, yes, here we are. This is it. Killer team. Sorry, thank you. I did not know that we could do this. And I've been playing this a bunch. Master Blitzkrieg, no overstrength. Killer team, perimeter control. Friendly units in a hex. Cancels enemies on control. That's what I have here that I'm playing at. So, yeah. And it's going to be rainy next turn, so our air probably won't be useful. Will we be facing snow? I don't know. So, yeah, always happy to learn new things here. I'm not giving replacements. Oh, we're going to save our points. Because I think they're just one. I think it's an aircraft unit that's at, well, at 8 or whatever. Well, yeah, we got over 1,000. Let's do that. Is that going to then say we, what units aren't fully, oh, another aircraft unit. No, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that didn't cost too much. Okay, so now we're rainy. I don't know that we can use any air. Can we even fly air? No, no air is possible to be used now. So that means our reconnaissance via air with our Storch is out of possibilities, and also reducing, generally speaking, our recon. So what we need to do here is carefully move up. See that we have an anti-tank gun here and that we don't want to charge our tanks in. Now here what we want to do is move you up. Oop, there's an anti-tank gun. Good thing we were being cautious. Okay, cautious first moves. You come up, get out of your half tracks. Oh, okay, good. I like the. We're just going to suppress them because they're probably going to want to attack. So we want to hit these guys. Now with that, all right. Well, that was actually pretty good. We'll suppress them now. I'm sure there is somebody here. Let's move up our pioneers. Let's move these guys over to here. I wanted to see if there may be artillery still there, but you can come up. Five. Okay, we'll do the engineers first. And yes, that improves our capability, though we can't occupy because we've already, well, we can't occupy with those. No. Let's be stupid and be bold. Okay, we're pushing deep into there. Our two-towed artillery pieces, they may go, like I say, may go after those very heavily. Let's see if we can take this close. city and look and see if they have artillery behind. No, very good. Okay, well, the tanks ended up not being used and they retreated out. Okay, we're gonna just... I know I was pushing towards there, and we will be, but... And they got an overrun. Very good. So that's one overrun so far this turn. Let's move up to here, and... We may have had anti-tape, but since we had that overrun, we're gonna use it. Yeah, Panzer General is really good. Blitzkrieg of on general difficulty. Yeah, some of my other playthroughs have been on the higher level of difficulty. Yeah, I get you about the range for these. You're not wrong. So, well, let's use our reconnaissance, creep up on it. Okay, we've got anti-tank guns. So, well, let's... I was mostly looking for there. Okay. Ooh, flames. No overrun? I'm sad. Gamer's sad. Okay. Now we know that there was a light Panzer unit there. These are the amphibious tanks with just machine guns, as we can see. They've done a really good job on the models for a game like this, I would say. Let's move the 35Ts up, which they really shouldn't be able to hurt much. Yes, I posted a bunch of the videos up on the Discord there as well. Okay, well, you retreated to there. Okay, we can kill you with that. Boom. Now, yes, I was talking about moving around there, but the flow of the battle, well, let's see what's going on over this way. Well, you're gonna walk, you've got... Can you move it all? Oh, you can... You're gonna walk up to there. We'll move the grenadiers around. Next turn. Yes, I should be promoting up there, but I just didn't know that I was going to be doing this until a few hours beforehand, and I just didn't think to do that. Okay, yeah, bring the reconnaissance up. Oh, yep, we're keeping that spotted. Okay, really pissed that no air. I mean, I'm not really upset, but it's would have been nice to have proper air. Sunny next turn, so our air will burst out. Oh, hello, hello, Panzer 1s, getting attacked by KV 1s it looked like. Hello. unequal much. Oh, oh, those got behind me, damn. Okay, reconnaissance vehicles, you're doomed. Okay, well, we have our BT, what, 7s? Yes. Oh, what happened? Oh, no, undo. I didn't mean to do that. That was a misclick. I don't care what damage it did. Didn't even notice. Okay, yeah, that. Yes, KV1, the 41 version. So, we have Stukas. Can they get down there? No, they cannot get down there. Can our level bombers get down there? Yes. Okay, so that's some level of suppression. Okay, yeah, this is a losing proposition against KVs, but we must battle. Okay, no, well, we'll elite reinforce that to try to keep it alive. Yep, they've got artillery there backing them up. So let's move you to there. Let's just move you up to there. Yeah, the AI has been improved since at least the earlier versions that at least as I remember playing the earlier versions. Okay, well, wish we had that down there, because that probably would have been much better against the KV1s. Okay. You come up here. Take that. They get pushed to there. Do that. Let's see if we can kill off the reconnaissance unit. Well, I think the other thing here is reconnaissance unit on reconnaissance unit and violence. Okay, keep pursuing them. Now down here, okay, overrun. Yep, we might as well use that and take that out. No second overrun. Sorry about that. No. We will push on that now. Should we attack there this turn? Keep the AA next to... Well, let's look at more of our air power that I was bemoaning not having a moment ago. Okay, these guys. Always good to use Stukas against tanks. Too far away for that. They may have anti-air back there. We're going to swing around those guys, so we're not directly attacking them. Well, this looks like the most useful of the attacks. Now, I expect, may not happen, I've not played this before. Okay, well they're outside of air support range, so hopefully they will survive whatever's coming their way. Okay, well hold on just a moment here. Okay, well this one we can do. Do we want to be next to those Stukas? So let's go after. Ooh, MLRS is down there. Okay, pinpricks there. Okay, well they fell back. We'll take the town. The reason I waited to use these, well, I'll use this one, was that they may move out from under those other air units and we can strafe them again. Thank you, Arna. Arno is the best moderator anybody could have. Okay. Yeah, he'll get the anti-tank gun support. What would, okay, that would look a little better. Burn them out. They retreat back. Well, okay. Again, we want to come at these guys from the rear. You come up and occupy this town. Move the flame panzer around. I'm just going to assault everything from the rear. There. Okay, I think the Panzer ones will survive this turn. Okay, well these guys can attack here now. Keep them from getting encircled. Well, that is much better odds now. We need somebody back here to hold. This guy has the double attack. General, and now that is an overrun. Let's not do that. Let's push to here. Through the edge of the forest. That's right, these guys I wanted to take them out. Oh, they've already attacked. Well, they'll be sitting next to them next time. They've already attacked, they couldn't move there. Okay, our last fighter airplane. We can't escort that. What might we want to sit on top of? We have some artillery down here. Yeah, we've got a couple of guns. Let's sit on top of this artillery here. Keep that, and let's look. Well, yeah, let's look here. Okay, some T-26s and otherwise open. There's some fighters there. Yeah, I'm sure the Stuff 42 is in the game. So I have not yet played to the date that it's there. But I do know it's there from something I saw. And that is what I want to replace here with once I get it, because that is should be a much better. Making sure they've all moved up. Yes, okay. Soviet turn. Okay, the KV ones. Oh, they're going after my cavalry, which they damaged. Yep, yeah. See, I told you, AI loves going after artillery. More horses. Now they shot me up pretty bad. And that actually got hit fairly bad. Uh-oh, they took the town. They took the town. Come up and show me what's happening up. Further to the front. Okay, well, now that we see where those bombers are, shoot them down. Oh, those are Stukas. I selected the wrong aircraft. There we are. Okay, that was good. That was good. And we have these guys down here. Let's now we're gonna fly our Stukas and others without direct support this time. Looking for, if we don't immediately see a good target, we might just hold off. We might just rebase them down to here, I think. Yeah, let's do that. I think we're gonna hold down here. So part of the reason, I mean, obviously you don't want to lose any units, but one of the reasons I particularly don't want to use the units because I like to grind them up to be rather good units. So I don't want them to, I don't want to have to replace them with just straight up. Yeah, I'm not sure on the modes for it. So it was just what we would call, you know, an infographic, and something that had them in it. Okay, well, we sell the anti-tank guns here. Yeah. Might as well do that and do that. And you come up, take there, get out, and look around. These guys are gonna stay back. Yeah, I think that may be the best approach. Yeah, we'll just fully reinforce them. Do the same there. But no, next time we're going to have anti-aircraft sitting very next to them, and fighters. They're going to fall back to here to hold the bridge to keep them from pushing forward. Still have this here. We need to clean up that town as well. Yeah, we got to clean up that town because they're going to come back and take Smolensk if we don't. Oh, nice overrun action, but anybody we want to actually attack? Ooh, yeah. Oh, T-34s. Okay. And we see T-34s there. Let's kill this unit. It gave me an overrun, very good. And a painful attack. No, undo. Well, they're purely walking. We're going to bring our artillery up, pound them next turn, see about taking them down. Suppressing these guys will be useful. Emotional damage. Gotta hit these heavy tanks. Okay, well, they're encircled at least. I'll move to the forest. There were some captured enemies to play with. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Yes, as Arno's telling you. What we can do is capture enemy equipment. We have some artillery here. And so we now have a pool of artillery here that is captured. So if we wanted to bring this on as a unit onto the field, we could do so. But it's of limited amounts. No, it's... Well, I don't know if you could change it from a unit from, say, if I were to buy this and then swap it out to something else, maybe. I'm not sure about that. I have not tried that out. But this is a limited number of equipment. So if I capture several times... you know, because it's not like a full strength unit. It's like maybe, you know, 1 or 2 strength left over. Captured equipment of 152 millimeter howitzers. Capture several of those, and then that might be enough to have all that. So you got to sort of keep that in mind. Now look at for here it's 260. Well, 260. That isn't any cheaper. So this isn't any particularly good. So I don't know if you got some cool tanks or something. Oh, you can do that. That's what you did. Okay. Yeah, that's sort of a big ouch. And that's of a limited sort of using the... oh, what do you call it? The... prototype pool. And so meaning you can't just, there's no more replacements for that. Any losses on that gun are permanent. And we were supposed to be coming behind there. Now remember, this scenario is, at least historically, is meant to be lost. Yeah, that was pushing too far back there. And they got shot up. And they're in trouble. Okay, well, I think the term is run away, run away. Okay, they've run away. I think they're successfully hiding. I don't know that that's of any use. Oh, now they're in the town. Well, we should have gone into the town to make sure that they stayed encircled. Oh, that's a useful attack. Oh, very good. And they've already moved down. Okay, well. Now they're encircled. Let's... Well, I turned the tide on. Very good heavy infantry there. And our motorcycle guys will come to the rescue of that. Very nice. And recon out to there. That's good. Now, our air power. Our lovely, lovely air power that we moved down here. Anticipating more problems down here with those tanks, in which we're not having, thankfully, but means they're in the wrong spot now. Ouch. We're going home with them. Okay, well, you've just now watched Gamer make the classic mistake. March, counter-march disorder. So we are going to now fly back up here because we're not needed down here anymore, I don't think. At least not for the time being. And I'm more worried about up there right now. So had we just stayed, it would have been better. Okay, now we're going to, though, use our other air hopefully a little more effectively. Shoot them up. No, we need to find not right over their anti-aircraft guns. No, thank you. They're all outside of my current air locations. Well, nope, not all of them. And bye. We're going to shift this guy up to here so that we can do a little more damage to some of these units. Okay, bring up the reconnaissance. Let's see what's here. Okay, yeah, no, we're not going to attack that directly with that. Not the reconnaissance against the infantry. Oh no. And no overrun, so I don't get a second attack. Okay. Still not what I was hoping for. keep looking for a good solution to these guys. There we go, surrenders. We captured 2 units, or 2 factors, or whatever you want to call it, of 76.2 millimeter M1939 howitzers. So those go in our pool. I don't know of a demo version. Well, I just don't know. I'm not saying there isn't. It's just a lack of information. Okay, you guys got to march, so you march along the road. You guys have trucks. You come up here because you'll be useful in taking the town. Okay, we're going to reinforce those guys. Give them some emotionally charged moments. No, that's still not a very good option. So what we're going to do, because I'm worried about them taking... Okay, we'll swap over here. Okay, they're encircled now too. Oh, they just flew up there, that's right. Ooh, the MLRSs are going to be wicked on them. There we go. Yeah, they can take that town if they want to move out of their trenches, but we'll be moving back. Okay, we're going to keep the stream going, so nobody go anywhere, but I'm going to end this episode. For those watching on YouTube later. So I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, please post comments. See you next time for more historical gaming.